Severe weather coverage will begin shortly on Dr. Don's weather. Please stand by. Severe weather coverage will begin shortly on Dr. Don's weather. Please stand by. Severe weather coverage will begin shortly on Dr. Don's weather. Please stand by.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you. It is coming up on 6 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Eastern on your Monday morning. And would you look at this mess out there across the state of Alabama? I'm telling you, I'm not the sharpest tack in the box here, but I gotta tell you, this looks an awful lot like a tropical depression to me. Now, the National Hurricane Center is calling this an invest. This is Invest 90L that has moved up off the Gulf of Mexico, and the center of circulation is spinning across Montgomery, Alabama at this hour, and it's going to continue moving off to the northeast. And so what does that mean? It means that you have received some really beneficial rainfall across East Alabama and West Georgia during the overnight hours. Some locations picking up well over an inch of rain since about 1 or 2 a.m. this morning. And this area is going to continue to move on off to the northeast, and it's going to get windy across East Alabama and West Georgia. We're talking sustained winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour with gusts occasionally up to around 35 miles per hour, as the center of circulation should pass right over East Alabama and West Georgia. It should track up across portions of Elmore County, Coosa County, Tallapoosa, Clay, maybe even Randolph, before it ends up in West Georgia, somewhere around Heard or Carroll County, crossing into the state of Georgia. And so this is going to continue to bring some pretty beneficial rainfall, some gusty wind, and this entire area will continue to move to the northeast across West Georgia eventually, and then up into North Georgia later on this afternoon. And it's not moving particularly fast, so it's going to take several hours to get this mess through East Alabama and West Georgia. So you can expect a very wet start to your work week. It's going to be windy. We do have a wind advisory in effect as well. Now, here's the good news for East Alabama. We don't anticipate severe weather other than the gusty winds that will accompany this low pressure system as it moves into East Alabama. The stronger thunderstorms are just as they always are with tropical systems. They're over on the right-hand side of the storm. You can see very clearly there on the radar. You can see where the thunder and lightning is taking place this morning, where you see all of those lightning icons right here along the eastern flank of the storm. That is where the heaviest thunderstorms are taking place. And again, we're not seeing any severe weather warnings this morning. We are seeing an occasional special weather statement for those gusty winds. But if you're in West Georgia, anywhere south of Atlanta down to around Macon, Albany, and even down into the wiregrass areas of southeast Alabama, that is where the absolute heaviest storms are occurring this morning, and that will continue moving on off to the northeast away from East Alabama. So what you're going to be left with across East Alabama and most of West Georgia is a good soaking rain this morning that will last several more hours. It may be noon before we start to see the rain taper off across East Alabama and West Georgia. So we've been playing Russian roulette here with this mess out in the Gulf of Mexico for about 2 weeks. The GFS, which typically is not a good indicator of tropical systems, has been saying the entire time this was going to happen, and the National Hurricane Center and most meteorologists just didn't believe it and didn't pick up on that. As a matter of fact, some of the Some of the better-known meteorologists were boasting yesterday about the fact that they ignored all of this and it was working out in their favor. And then we wake up this morning, and again, I am not a meteorologist. I'm a broadcast person. I bring you the message from the National Hurricane Center and the National Weather Service. But I've been doing this an awful long time, and I'm telling you, it does not take a rocket scientist to look at what's happening on the radar this morning and tell that, my friend, is a tropical, maybe a tropical depression. I mean, it's right there on the threshold. The Hurricane Center did finally give it about a 10% chance last night of developing, and quite honestly, I think it did. But nonetheless, we're not looking at a tropical storm or a hurricane or anything like that. We're looking at, I'm going to do it again, just exactly what the doctor ordered. We're talking about some very beneficial rainfall for East Alabama and West Georgia this morning. So a couple of other things I want to show you right quick. I will have a primetime forecast for you. We're going to go to production with that as soon as we finish this live broadcast this morning. But there are a couple of other things I want to show you this morning before we get out of here. Let's go to the Convective Outlook for today. You see that the National Weather Service is giving us a possibility of seeing some strong thunderstorms today. It does have East Alabama outlooked, but I got to tell you, I really think that that's going to be more of a West Georgia on into Middle Georgia and up into the Carolinas type thing. Even though a rogue strong storm can't be completely ruled out, I think as this low pressure system moves on off into Georgia, it will take the best energy with it, and the most likely area to see any severe weather would be on the right flanking side of this storm, which is moving on into Middle Georgia as we speak now. So then I want to show you Monday, just general scattered thunder across East Alabama and West Georgia. That's today. Then looking at Tuesday, we've got another storm system coming at us from the west that may increase our chances of storms out there across West Alabama. And here is the severe potential for today across Alabama, and you can see this is pretty much now through 5 o'clock this afternoon. Damaging straight line winds up to 60 miles per hour with quarter-sized hail possible. But again, I really think that the best opportunities for strong to severe storms are going to be over into Middle Georgia today as this storm system pulls on off to the northeast. But what will be an issue across East Alabama and West Georgia today is going to be the wind. So we do have a wind advisory. Winds will be sustained at 10 to 15 miles per hour, maybe occasionally gusting to 35 or 40 miles per hour across East Alabama. That's pretty much the Dr. Don coverage area that you're looking at right there. And the winds are going to be at their strongest right around the center of circulation of this low pressure system. I'll go back to the radar and show you. If you look right there around Montgomery, or just maybe a little bit north of Montgomery, that's where the center of circulation is spinning this morning. Let me stop the radar loop and bring it current for you. And if you will look just right there, right around the T and the G in Montgomery, maybe a little over toward the M and the O in Montgomery, that right there, that's the center of circulation of this storm, and it's going to continue moving off to the northeast. So it very well could move right across Coosa, Tallapoosa, Clay, Randolph, end up in Georgia somewhere around Carroll County as it continues moving on off to the northeast today. All right, so let's go back to one other graphic. Here is the National Hurricane Center's official graphic this morning. You see that X right there near Mobile, Alabama. Between Mobile and Pensacola is where this thing came on shore this morning. And then I want to show you the official track. And again, you can see that it's going to go right across East Alabama and end up in North Georgia a little later on today. And here is the overall composite radar shot showing this entire system. And again, it just doesn't take. I mean, I think I could go to Night Inlow, and any of the kids and students at Night Inlow could point out what's going on here. That is tropical. Any shape, form, or fashion you want to slice this thing, it is tropical. and it's got a spin to it. Your heaviest storms are over on the right-hand side of the storm. It's circulating. It's moving to the northeast. I mean, it's classic. Yeah, that's what we're looking at this morning. The main thing here, though, is it's not bringing severe weather to East Alabama other than that occasional wind gust, 35, 40 miles per hour, which certainly could bring down some trees. And, of course, we all know what happens when the trees come down. We start to lose power. So scattered power outages are, widespread power outages, probably not today, but scattered power outages are certainly a possibility as this system continues to move through East Alabama and West Georgia. So let's go back to the radar one more time, and I want to take you in a little bit closer on East Alabama and West Georgia. Let me go down here and show you. Let's go to Central Alabama first. And so your center of circulation is somewhere between Montgomery County and Autauga County, back over toward Billingsley maybe. It's where the best circulation is taking place with this. And I'll loop it back and spin it forward and see, yeah, probably somewhere in this general area is where we're talking about the center of circulation on this low pressure system. And you can see very heavy rainfall at this hour over Alexander City up to Goodwater, back over toward Talladega Springs. Big rains continuing now back over toward Clanton. And as we look at East Alabama, we'll start down here in Lee County. Just some scattered light showers with embedded heavier showers up there along 280 between Camp Hill and Auburn. And then as we move north, that heavier rain bands are beginning to work into Daviston, Gold Hill. That's going to continue to fill in up here in Randolph County and Clay. And just some small areas of heavy rain up in Randolph, but heavier showers are on the way. And then also up in Clay, and then back over in Talladega, some pretty heavy rains occurring already there. I-20 is just a washout. Just take your pick. Either way you want to go. If you're going back toward Birmingham today or Atlanta, it's going to be a wet ride. I would highly suggest staying away from this little community up here known as Atlanta, Georgia. It's bad on a good day, and today is not a good day. So this rain is going to really cause some problems up here in Atlanta Metro. And we have a special weather statement now that's just been issued by the National Weather Service for this heavier cluster of storms that'll be working to the northeast across Metro Atlanta this morning. So that's not going to help matters either. So zoom back out and kind of give you the overall picture of what we're looking at this morning across East Alabama and West Georgia. A lot of rain, and that is a good thing. I mean, if you could write a book on what we needed to kind of get us out of this little mini drought that we're going through, this would be it. This is a slow-moving storm system with tropical characteristics. Let's be politically correct this morning, and we'll just leave it right there. So let me jump over here to the chat room and see if anybody has any questions. We have lots of folks in here this morning. We appreciate you joining us early on your Monday morning. Miss Mary is watching out for her frogs down in Frog Eye. Bowden, Georgia's in the house. Valley, Alabama is here. Good morning to all of you folks. I don't see any particular questions. So that either means you're not paying attention or I did an exceptionally well job in explaining what we're dealing with this morning. We'll go with the latter anyway. All right, I'll have your primetime forecast up for you here in just a few moments. Don't forget to show us some love this morning. Send us those stars. That's what keeps us going. And I'll see you back in here with your primetime forecast in just a few minutes on Dr. Don's Weather.